I talk about Saylor, MicroStrategy, the 2x ETFs a lot on this channel because it is fascinating to me that in 2024, almost going into 2025, Saylor has figured out the infinite money glitch. And I've done many videos about explaining it to you all. Please go check them out. You know, I'm not going to get into detail, but last week Saylor decided, I don't think I'm going hard at this. MicroStrategy holds 440,000 Bitcoin. They bought another 5,000 15,000 or 5,000 Bitcoin. I don't know. So the way he's doing this is he announced it on the last earnings call. He had two-pronged attack. He was going to issue $21 billion worth of stock at the market sales, meaning ATM sales. Those are equity sales, which is dilutive. It dilutes the existing shareholders. And he's almost 75% done with the ATM sales. This plan was a 3-year plan, by the way, so he's going to be done like in 3 months. But then he's holding his powder dry for 2025 in convertible debt issuance. And I did an amazing video explaining the convertible debt situation, how it's getting played out. I mean, institutions are lending Saylor money at 0 interest rates, and he's going and plopping it into Bitcoin. So that was he called that a 21-21 plan, 21 billion in ATMs and 21 billion in convertible bonds. And we know what happened to MicroStrategy. We know what happened to mNAV that I've done multiple videos about. Go check them. mNAV is the multiplier on net asset value, you know, right? Their Bitcoin holdings plus enterprise value compared to outstanding shares times or multiplied by the existing or current stock price. It's pretty clear what's happening to mNAV. mNAV is shrinking because Bitcoin actually hasn't done much. It's just stayed about between 95 and 100,000 for the last month and a half now, right? What is MicroStrategy has done, right? Hit 540, now we're at 330, and we almost hit 300 last week. So that mNAV is getting shrunk, right? So Wall Street, there is no free meal on Wall Street. That's what I talked about. But now Saylor says, okay, I had enough with this nickel and dime stuff. Now, MicroStrategy called a special shareholder meeting to fund more Bitcoin purchases. All right, you guys are all sitting down? MicroStrategy submitted a proxy filing with the SEC seeking shareholder approval to boost its Bitcoin 21-21 plan. That's the plan that I just talked about. According to a December 23 proxy filing with the United States Securities and Exchange Commission, the company is seeking, are you guys holding on to your seats? Is seeking permission to increase the number of authorized shares for both Class A common stock and preferred stock, giving it more flexibility, I will call it firepower, to issue additional shares as needed. This is where my jaw dropped to the floor. At the moment, MicroStrategy has 330 million authorization to issue 330 million shares, and they are up to 242 million shares already. So that means MicroStrategy, let's say, cannot issue another 10-for-1 split. You can't do it. So splits do count into share count, by the way. So the First Amendment seeks to raise the authorized Class A common stock from 330 million shares to 10.33 billion shares, not dollars worth, people, billion shares. While the Second Amendment aims to increase the authorized preferred stock, which they have now at 5 million shares, to over 1 billion shares with a B. Okay, you guys are, on the floor yet? So MicroStrategy's Michael Saylor wants to issue 10.3 billion shares. Authorization doesn't mean he's going to sell it. That's why all the bears came out and said, this is ridiculously dilutive. This is a Ponzi scheme. He's going to run this company into the ground. He's trying to front run the government. I did videos about all this. Look, it's his company, as he has a board of directors. He's not doing this on his own by himself. Okay. He's putting it in front of the board of directors. The board of directors are making a decision that, yes, this is the proper thing to do. Oh, by the way, he's really putting some ridiculously high quality people in that board of directors, and those people need to get compensated, and this is through stock shares. But let's say MicroStrategy wants to do another 10-for-1 split, just like they did a couple of months ago. Well, to do a 10-for-1 split, right, the shares have to go at the moment from 242 million shares, right? It's got to go to 2.4 billion shares. Well, in order to do that, you need authorization, right? Now, I'm not saying he's going to do a split. I'm not saying that at all. But what I'm saying is that 10.33 billion shares at today's valuation, we're talking the most valuable company on the planet, right? Again, none of this means that all those 10.33 billion shares are going to come to market. He is positioning himself to buy Bitcoin literally every weekend, right? And I don't know what else to call this. That's why I call this today's, Power Hour. Michael Saylor is all in. He's all in. Is there any other way to put this? And what's going to happen is that he may be also looking down the road to issue those convertibles. If those get converted, he needs more shares. That the company has to issue shares to the convertible debt holders as well. So the preferred thing is a little interesting, right? It goes from 5 million shares to 1 billion shares. I have my thoughts about it. So Michael Saylor, through MicroStrategy, is a proxy for Bitcoin for institutions who cannot invest in Bitcoin. If you're a bond fund, trillion or $100 billion bond fund, you're the one lending Michael Saylor the money because you're investing in a bond. Okay. So certain bond funds, according to their charter, they cannot, buy Bitcoin. If you want to participate in Bitcoin, Michael Saylor is becoming a conduit for you to participate in the Bitcoin market. Just like when MicroStrategy was admitted to the NASDAQ 100, and now every $100 you put into the triple Qs, you're buying 47 cents worth of MicroStrategy, because MicroStrategy is in the triple Qs now, and you automatically are investing into Bitcoin. Like it or not, that's what's happening. So there are a lot of companies who can only do preferred stocks. Well, there is not enough stocks for Michael Saylor to issue. For 5 million is nothing. So he's raising the authorization on those to 1 billion shares. So he's trying to become the supermarket for all these other institutions who want to participate in the Bitcoin market, but they cannot, because their corporate charter or their charter basically won't allow them to buy common equity. It only allows them to buy bonds. It only allows them to buy corporate bonds. It only allows them to convertible bonds. It only allows them to buy preferred stocks. Will there be a dividend? Most preferred stocks come with the decent dividend. Will there be a dividend? Is Michael Saylor going to create other products off the Bitcoin that he's holding? Because there is a lot of talk that a lot of new products are going to come around, such as Bitcoin-backed mortgages and Bitcoin-backed corporate bonds. So I think this game is just beginning. It's a fascinating game. I'm glad I'm alive. I'm glad I have my brains still together to make sense out of it and try to explain this to you all. But I think this he's all in. There's no ifs, there's no buts, and there's nothing else to say. And I will not trade Bitcoin. Although I started DCAing Bitcoin every week now. I'm not doing much. I'm doing like $100 a week, couple $100 a week here and there. I have Bitcoin. It's up to 12% of my asset value, because it used to be 2%, 3%, but because the price has gone up so much, now it's up to 12%. Not that I added to it last 5-6 years, but now I'm going like, okay, I'll just DCA a little bit more into it, and I will not trade Bitcoin. I will buy Bitcoin. I will take it off the exchange, put it on in my wallet. I will trade, however, the Bitcoin proxies. I will trade MicroStrategy. I will trade the 2x ETFs. I will look into those to trade for sure. And I have been doing it. And if you guys checking the position screens every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you'll see it. So good luck to Michael Saylor. I'm not married to any of this. Other than that, I'm married to Bitcoin. I'm not going to look at any altcoins. I'm not going to look at anything else. And Bitcoin is to buy and hold, not to trade. All the other ones, game on. You guys, if you follow me at your own risk. This is not trading or financial advice.